Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so you really didn't like this book.
No, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Read Option presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. That's Jenna. And today we are doing a full book review on The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. It's got to be Haig, right?
Yes.
I don't see any other way that would be pronounced. I'm excited because Jenna, we have not really talked about this book at all. Usually, sometimes when we're reading, we'll
Mhm.
like text ideas back and forth, like thoughts halfway through. I feel like we haven't done that at all. So I
No, we
really
haven't.
don't. I don't know where you stand on all this. I feel like I wrote down a quick synopsis. Just like
Okay.
I feel like that should be official business. Like, hey, this is the book we're talking about. Before I
I'm
do that,
eager
though,
to hear your synopsis because I have also given out a synopsis to, like, my mom and my friends who have asked what we're reading. So I'm
okay.
interested to see how it matches up.
So before I even give the synopsis, because I was thinking about this in terms of like spoilers versus non spoilers, this will be a full spoiler review of this
Mhm.
book. But
But a
do you,
synopsis doesn't contain the
yeah,
ending. Okay.
my synopsis is spoiler free. But
Correct.
I'm wondering then, are you like, how do you find new books? Are you watching videos like this, like a review, a non spoiler review of a book before you watch it? Is that even worth doing? Like, because I was thinking we could do half non spoiler and then spoilers at the end, but I feel like that's pointless. What do you do? Because you're looking for books more often.
I mean, I get recommendations different ways, just from, like, friends that read. I see them on TikTok a lot. On my Goodreads account, it'll tell me, like, recommended based on what I've read.
Okay. So if we did a
I don't
video,
think a spoiler would stop me from reading a book, though. I wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's pointless now." Yeah.
gotcha. So basically, what I'm asking, if were like, if you saw videos like spoiler free review of the Midnight Library, is that a video you would watch, or are you more likely to, after you read a book, then go watch the review of it?
I mean, probably both.
Okay, interesting. We'll think about it. I just
Well,
wanted to get your
because you could
thoughts.
also put out, like, this synopsis as a clip and
Gotcha.
then post the whole, you know?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking we do like, all right, at halfway through the review, now we're gonna talk spoilers. So if you
Yeah.
don't want to be spoiled, but then I thought, I don't think anyone's watching this that hasn't read the book. That's just where my brain went, but I don't know. I say we just do full spoilers. So this is
Okay.
your spoiler warning. Um, the synopsis I copied from the internet, so it's not like I wrote it
Oh,
myself.
okay.
I just figured we should. So put on my author hat. Nora Seed was very unhappy with her life and decided to end it. That's sad. She finds herself in the Midnight Library where she's guided by the librarian, a version of Mrs. Elm, to try out alternative lives. She discovers that things in these realities aren't as she imagined they'd be. Good?
Yeah.
All right. What are your overall thoughts of this book? Just generally.
I hate when you ask that because I never know, like,
What were the
how
vibes you were getting reading this book? Did you enjoy reading this book? Did you struggle to get through it? Or like
I
what are you
struggled
thinking?
to get through it at the beginning. I do think overall it was kind of depressing.
Okay. Unpack that a little bit. I mean, like, obviously, it's talking about
It's
depressing
the
matters.
theme of it is depression.
Yes, but I don't think that's the goal at the end to be like, well, that was a depressing book.
Well, that's where we'll get into my more in-depth thoughts there.
Okay, but so it sounds like you weren't like the biggest fan of this. Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. I would agree with.
I choose a book and I go into a book kind of to escape reality and to, like, usually it's a happy book unless I'm reading, like, a memoir of somebody's life who I know isn't the happiest story. But, like, the main theme of the books I read are pretty overall happy, I would say.
That makes sense because I would describe this book as a self-help book disguised as a drama.
Okay, so I was reading some reviews after I put it in my Goodreads, and that's what a lot of people were saying as well. They didn't like that it's a self-help book kind of masking as just a fictional story.
I could see
They're like,
that.
it's pretty clear from the get-go what the point of this book is gonna be, and the reality of it is that it's more of a self-help.
And I don't think that premise is necessarily a bad thing.
No,
I
I just
think
don't think that's necessarily what people are looking for when they start the book.
fair, so it's just an expectations thing, because I think the idea of like, hey, no, like people who are going into reading this book aren't searching out like self-help
Right.
books. So
Yeah.
maybe they read something like this and enjoy it and get something from it.
Mhm.
Great. Um, I would agree overall. Are you hearing that text
Yeah,
messages? Sorry.
it's okay. You're a popular guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Um, I would say I agree with you in the sense where the beginning was slow for me and it was hard for me to really get into it,
Mhm.
but I think I got into it. I really do. I think I enjoyed it overall. And my initial review was higher, and I got to stop doing this. We're reviewing a book immediately after I finish.
Yeah.
That's something I got to work on. I got to sleep on it. I got to sleep a day
Well,
because
you
my
posted that TikTok review, and I was like, "Hold
yeah,
on."
don't watch it.
Well,
What, am I supposed to text you every time I post something about a book, but hey, don't watch this? Just be
no, but
smart.
that's
Use
what
your brain.
we're supposed to review it together, so I was a little caught off guard there. I
It's
was like,
called more content. I'm a
"Damn."
machine. I'm a machine. I wanted to put out my own personal review, and I'm pretty sure I said in that video, like, I'll have a full video coming soon. I just wanted to get my quick thoughts out initially.
Alright.
Anyways, it was slow at the beginning. It picked up. I was into the overall concept of it. I bought in. Um, what do you think of Nora as the main character?
It's kind of hard to, like, buy into who she really is other than just kind of a depressed person who has feels like her everything in her life sucks.
Yeah, it's it's kind of mean to say, but she's boring, and I think that's the point.
Well, yeah, I guess it's just that they don't
Because
like, yes, we get so much of a backstory, but only the really negative parts of the backstory.
and also, I think she's just boring based off the things, like, we do know about her.
Mhm.
Like, she's into glaciers and philosophy.
And she was
Snooze
a
fest.
swimmer.
Snooze fest. And, like, we get it, you wanna be a rock star. She's a rock star for, like, 30 seconds, but
Yeah,
everything else,
that was an
glac
interesting little throw in there, wasn't it?
yeah, I think that was the author thinking, "Oh,
She's
she
a little
kinda sucks." So we gotta spice her up. What if she's a rock star and dating a hot celebrity? That'd be cool. But yeah, I think just like if her interests were different and like those two things were different, I probably like her a lot better. I just don't relate to that. I don't
Yeah,
relate
I
to
just found her really negative, which obviously,
the
but still,
depressed main protagonist is boring and negative.
yeah.
Ah. Yeah, no, but again, that's kind of the point. So I guess we have to suck that up a little bit. The other main character I want to talk a little bit about before we do pros and cons of this book, Mrs. Elm, who I enjoy just as an idea, the concept of her where like you're in this space between life and death and you have this figure from your life. Because I think that's something where you read and you immediately just as a reader like who would that be? Who would that be from me? And I don't know if I've landed on someone yet, but it's fun, it's a fun little thought exercise to like start thinking through like, oh, what who's like my Mrs. Elm? What would that look like for me? Cuz I think that's kind of the overall idea of the Midnight Library. You kind of picture what that would be like for you. I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you go through a similar process there?
I didn't think about who my Mrs. Elm would be, but as we were going through, like, the different books of her life, I think I thought about that a little bit more, like,
Okay.
put myself in that position.
What'd you think of just the whole concept of the Midnight Library in general?
I mean, in my mind, it was kind of a version of, like, purgatory.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
not
agree.
really, because 'cause you're already dead if
Yeah.
you were to go to purgatory, but it's kind of like that in between space between, like, life and death.
So I want to get a good handle on what the rules of the Midnight Library are. So you're not allowed. So time doesn't move. So it's still
While
midnight
you're in the library,
when
yeah.
you're in the library, and then you can't go anywhere in the past. So every life Every book she picks is a
Mhm.
different life based off a different choice she made at some point in her life.
Mhm.
And then she picks up where she would be at that age, at that point in time. So she can't like I don't know. I struggled with that early on. I think I settled and like was okay with it. But I was trying to figure out how would like Mrs. Elm keeps giving her like little nuggets of like deep thoughts and like
Philosophical thoughts, yeah.
yeah, and for her to figure it out. But I don't think there's anything to really figure out because there's it's so complex. There's an infinite number of decisions. How could you possibly figure out? And obviously the end goal is like, oh, my life was perfect all along. But there Mrs. Elm acted like there was a right answer of like
Yeah, at
decisions
the
that were
beginning
made of
she
the
did. I
regrets.
think as the story went on, you realized, like, there's not, but at the
But
beginning, she definitely yeah.
and there was like no, I don't know what choices you would even like how small does it get? Like, oh, I didn't finish that bite for
It
dinner.
sounded
Is
like
there
it could get pretty small.
yeah, it's just it the more you think about it, the less it makes sense. And that's philosophy for you, I guess. Which I'm being negative on the philosophy part of it. I wrote that down as a con, or not a con, a pro. I like that part. I
I
like that
figured you would.
it made you think a little bit. And it threw in just these little glimpses of like, holy shit, that was kind of deep. And I like
Mhm,
that. And it made you think a little bit. I did enjoy and I enjoy the idea of you have this concept that your brain can't really wrap your head around. So they simplify it into a way that you can understand.
mhm.
So for her, it's a library. Do you think it'd be a library for you? Because other people was like a video store or something.
No, probably wouldn't be a library for me.
What would it be?
Target.
My mine's a Taco Bell cravings menu.
You're inside a Taco Bell.
Yes, that's a dream. Like a retro 1980s Taco Bell, that rules. And I can just order different things off the menu. It's just infinite. That's awesome. That'd be nuts. All right, let's get into just pros and cons, what we liked, what we didn't like. Let's start with negatives. We talked a little bit about Nora as the main
Mhm.
protagonist, just being a little, I would say, unrelatable
Yeah.
in a sense. Any
Which I
other
guess we're fortunate that she's unrelatable.
yeah, like, I just don't get it. I'm, like, not sad like
Oh
her.
my god, she's so negative. Ugh.
Couldn't be me. But, like, not even in that sense, just in the sense of, like, her personality, like,
Yeah,
I don't fuck with glaciers like that, which is fine, right? Like, cool by her, but not for me.
yeah.
Um, any other negatives from this book that were you like, "This just didn't work for me?"
I have kind of one, like, overarching problem with it.
'Kay.
I don't think it sheds the best light or is sending out the best message of, like, mental health,
Yes.
because
Keep going.
essentially you get to the end of the book and she's kind of like, "Oh, I just decided to be happy." She's like, Yeah, I did try to commit suicide, but now I'm just gonna be positive."
Yeah, I could see it that way. It's just I don't know. I think there is that idea on, like, surface level, she just gets a do-over, which isn't a great message to toss
Yeah.
out there. Like, "Oh, just try again and look at things differently." And I understand, like, the idea of it dealing with, like, regrets and, like, some people and, like, I think it's very relatable where, like, you're constantly thinking about, like, "What if I did that differently?"
Yeah,
And there was this, like I wanna see if I marked it right, where it's like, you'll never I think it's in her little letter that she writes,
at the very
um
end.
yeah, and I think that does a good idea of explaining really, like, the heart of what it's trying to get to.
Mhm.
It's like it's but it's not the lives we regret not living that are the real problem. So, like, that you're constantly thinking about it says it's regret itself. It's this idea of, like, going through life with the regret of, "What if I did that? What if I did this? I could do that." And then now she's living life without that, and it's just the regret itself. It's not the idea that these lives could be better. It's just the constant seed of regret in your head that is ruining the life you're in right now.
Yeah.
So I think like that works a little bit for me. Um,
Yeah, but if you just strip it down to, like, the bare bones of the book.
yeah, it would have worked better as just a no, I don't know. I don't know if it would have worked better as just like a self-help exercise type book. Like think about it this way. What
Well,
if
I don't not saying it shouldn't be a self-help book because, once again, I don't think it's
mhm,
great, like, a great depiction of what depression actually looks like in the aftermath of that. I
yeah.
guess maybe if they dove into the ending a little bit more and elaborated and it was a little bit longer, like, the resolution of the book, it wouldn't have felt that way. It just felt like she woke up from committing suicide, trying to commit suicide, and was like, "I'm better."
I think now okay, as we're talking this through, what if there's like 6 different sections of this book and it focuses on a different person? I think that works better. I think we spent too much time with Nora, where it's like
Yeah.
I'm kind of over her.
Mhm.
I'm over it. I think because my favorite part of the book was her interacting with is it Hugo? Is that his name? Am I making that up? Did I just pull that out of nowhere? The one guy who's going through the same thing,
Oh, yeah.
who's like lived a bunch of different lives. I think that's very interesting because
Mhm.
you get conflicting philosophies there. Because
Yeah.
he is under the impression it's like I'm just gonna keep living lives. I'm gonna keep doing this and enjoy like and that's an interesting thing to unpack because I don't know if there's anything inherently wrong with that thought process.
Yeah. I mean, if you're stuck in that situation, what else is there really to do?
Yeah, but the book almost frowns upon that outlook by him.
Yeah, there's an end goal.
Yeah.
Like, it wants you to get to that end goal
It's
of
like the book says Nora's right in how she handled it and eventually realizes that root life is the best. But I keep saying Hugo. I feel like that's wrong. Igor, something weird. It's a four-letter weird word.
I thought you were right with Hugo.
Oh, I am right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it'd be fun to explore how different people handle that midnight library process rather than just Nora. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think that'd be more fun because I like the interaction between those two of like, hey, this is weird. What's your thoughts on this? How
Mhm.
would you handle this? So, um, that's a pro for me. Just Hugo, like throwing him in there where it makes you just realize, oh, this isn't just her, and maybe this is something everyone experiences at some point, which it doesn't unpack at all. It makes it sound like only people who end their lives are going to the midnight library, or is it everyone who dies?
Does it even specify that at all? Like, does it talk about how Hugo got there?
I thought it mentioned Hugo. Let's see. Here's the chapter on Hugo. Da-da, da-da-da-da. I don't know. I'm not going to find it right now, but yeah, that'd be something. Again, there's layers to this that I wish it went deeper into rather than just telling Nora's story. I wish the story was about the Midnight Library, not about Nora. I think that's the root of my issue.
Another con I have is that I really got sucked into that last life.
Yeah,
I, like, really loved that for her.
but she can still have that.
No, she can't.
Yes, she can. It wasn't her life. She
It
was
was
living.
her life
Nope.
in a different
But she even said she
quantum
felt like she
physics.
was in someone else's shoes, like she was going through the motions of someone else's life.
Well, it just went on for so long, and I was like, "This is it."
Like
She's married, she has a
it's so
child, she seemed so happy. I was like, "You're really nitpicking this situation here, Nora.
but the what
Driving an Audi, you're going to yoga. Come on, girl."
I read that as she didn't earn that though. And I think
Oh.
to have a life like that, you have to earn it almost. Not in like a like work hard and you'll earn it, but like to build up to that. Cause imagine you wake up tomorrow and you're just like, you have this perfect life. You'd be thinking in the back of your head, like, I don't know if I like, not that you don't deserve it, but it's like I didn't do anything to warrant this life. It'd be more beneficial or more um rewarding if you like went through the hard times to get to that point. But if you just fast forward to it, where's the fun in that?
Sounds pretty nice to me.
I don't know. I think I disagree. I think you would hate it.
Okay.
After a while, obviously it's nice at first, but at some point you're like, I didn't do anything to warrant this life. So
Yeah, I guess.
let's that's a goal.
I miss Ash and Molly, okay?
It was nice. I
That's
love
the love story I wanted to read about.
oh yeah, it's fair. The daughter, oh, it was cute. It was cute. Cute section of the book, but I'm glad it just didn't end there. I'd be really mad. I'd be really mad if she's like, and this is my life. End credits. That would suck. I'd be really mad about this book. Any other pros, cons? My pros, I did like the philosophical side of things. I wish it dove deeper into the Midnight Library rather than just Nora and tell her story. I wanted multiple stories. I wanted to dive deeper into that, and all the possibilities within that little construct. And then I enjoyed Hugo's character of basically doing that for us and giving us differing opinions about the Midnight Library. But that was
Yep.
my big pro. And then con, I just don't, I didn't relate to Nora in the sense of like her likes and dislikes and just her interest. Not for me. If it was someone more relatable, maybe I think differently, but that was my big pros and cons.
My pro is I did enjoy the different stories, like the one where she did the TED Talks and stuff like that. Like I thought that was interesting, seeing those different versions of her life and how they still weren't what she wanted.
Hmm.
Makes you think like all the regrets that you have, like, oh, it's probably a good thing that didn't happen. I also like organizational wise, which I tend to talk about a lot because it's
Hmm.
important to me. I liked the speed at which the chapters went.
Yeah.
Like it didn't ever really feel like we were stuck in one place too long. We were kind
And
of back and forth in the
And
chapter.
it didn't transition too long. It was just one sentence. All right, and we're back. And we're back at the Midnight Library. You don't have
Yeah,
to they rushed through that part like they should have. They should have done
right.
that. Um the other I think a small part might be my favorite little section of the book is relating to Hugo too. It's when he almost describes like when you leave a life and go back to Midnight Library, how that person, that life you leave behind experiences almost like a deja vu type of situation. That
Mhm.
was really cool to me. The way they describe it as, oh, everyone has deja vu. Like, what if that's just like me leaving a life? Like, that's a cool concept.
Every
I,
time you have deja vu now, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm in the Midnight Library."
yeah. Like that's a cool concept. Like, that's gonna stick with you. Like, that's the
Yeah.
stuff I wanted out of this book. And it gave me just enough to like it, but
Yeah.
I could have loved it if it was just organized differently and they went deeper into that.
Mhm.
All right, what are you thinking for overall score? I want to give a caveat. I'm lowering my score that I initially gave. I don't know if you saw my initial
I
TikTok.
didn't keep watching your video
Good.
because I was like, "Eh."
Good. Overall score, what do you got?
I'm gonna give it a 73%.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so you really didn't like this book.
No, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I The parts of the story I liked. I did not like the overall message, and I didn't really like Nora.
So you just say you didn't like it.
No, but it's not that I didn't enjoy parts of the story, because I
Okay.
did.
You just didn't like a majority of the book.
I didn't like the whole big picture.
Okay. Um, I'm higher on it than you. I'm My initial review was high 80s. I'm probably mid 80s at this point. I will settle in at an 85, which I
Wow.
think is just above People We Meet on Vacation, which feels right for me.
Okay.
I think I liked it just a little bit better than People We Meet on Vacation.
Mhm.
Um, that score has changed since When did I finish this book? Monday. So who knows? I think that's a cool thing about it. It's just the more you think about it, you pick it apart a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of next book, we have an option. So let me double check when. So we're definitely going to read the new Hunger Games book when that comes out. And I gotta see when it does because I don't know if we'll have time for another book in between then. Okay, so March 18th is when it comes out. Do we want to take a little break and then start that book? Or do you want to try to fit one in beforehand?
Well, I wonder if we can kind of try to pick like a shorter, easy read.
Quick read. We could do that. Well, yeah, I would say if we find the right book, squeeze it in. If not, don't force it.
Yeah.
Works for me. And then people watching, leave a comment if you have books you want us to read. We are going to be doing that Hunger Games book, Sunrise on the Reaping, I think is the name of it, which I'm excited for. Jenna's less excited for. But
I'm excited. I was just thinking in my head how I'm excited.
Okay, I don't believe you, but I'm excited for that book. It's gonna be fun, and then if we squeeze another one, we'll let you know. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.